Hi, welcome back to Crumbs on the Wall, where I get to share with you short, encouraging quotes or crumbs from larger works such as the Bible or Bible centered books that are reminders to encourage us in our day to day life. So, I have a crumb that's very insightful, and I hope it's a blessing. So, I have a story. 2 weeks ago, I went to Boston because I had an appointment. It was on a Tuesday at 9:30. I arrived early, and so I had a few minutes to spare. So I took the time to check out this free little library stand strategically placed where there's a lot of walkers passing by. And as I'm browsing through this small little library, I go to the children's section and my eyes immediately falls on this book. Now, before I continue, there's a little backstory. So that weekend prior to the appointment I had, that Saturday, I didn't feel like the day was going well and I desperately desired for it to be over. Sunday came, Sunday morning, everything was fine and dandy. A few hours later, something occurred that left me quite surprised, shaken up, and I desperately desired to go back into that Saturday that I thought was a day that I really needed to escape. But to top it off, as the day progressed on that Sunday, we had another situation that occurred that left us all surprised. And at that point, I realized that things can get worse. Now back to the story. As I'm browsing through the books, I go to the children's section and my eyes fall on a book entitled "It Could Have Been Worse" by Benjamin and Tim Warrens. Now, this was definitely not a coincidence. I believe God was just talking to me in that very moment as well. This book just melted my heart and was definitely a godsend. And although some may say it's only a children's book, there are so many takeaways from it. Can be worse. Now, I'm not negating the trials you have gone through or are currently going through right now. What you are going through is real. It's not fabricated. It hurts. There's pain in it. Yes. But honestly and truly, whatever it is you are going through, it can be worse. There's always a worst case scenario. Now, I don't believe that God is the maker of the bad things that happened in our life. But I firmly believe that God is a God that is so great that He is capable of using that bad and making good out of it. Let that sink in. That's the God we serve. Romans 8:28 puts it best. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God. Unfortunately, some people in the world have a poor understanding of the character of God. Even Christians, they ask, why do bad things happen to good people? And God is immediately placed on trial as the person who is the deliberate cause of such bad things. Jeremiah 31 verse 3 tells us that the Lord had appeared of old unto me, saying, Yea, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore with loving kindness have I drawn thee. If we can only imagine the depths of the love of God for us. Our earthly parents can't even match it. Throughout Mouse's journey, he didn't even realize the much greater danger that could have arrived. But he was encouraged of the reality that it could have been worse. Mouse's journey is quite similar to the spiritual experience that we are traveling in our own life. We are trying to get home, our heavenly home. And along the way, we fall into holes, we might sit on some thistles, we may slip time after time again. But it could be worse. We will make it home. And God, He will fix us up real good. He will pay attention to our bruises. He will clean up those wounds. Our bodies will be made new, restored. And dear friends, it will only get better.